Hello everyone. I, Ms. Bhavna Danesh Munod, welcome you all in Agricultural Development Trust, Shardabai Pawar, Mahila Arts, Commerce and Science College, Sharda Nagar, Baramati. Dear students, last period we studied about business objectives. In that we studied about economic and social objectives, children. Now we come to our next point in the chapter, children, that is the role of profit in business. Now see, every businessman is there or an entrepreneur aims to earn profit, children. Profit. It is an utmost requirement. So why there is need of profit in business? Why it is required for growth and expansion? So we'll see step by step what is the role of profit in business. And children, the formula for profit, it is calculated as revenue minus total cost. So every business operates with an aim to earn profit, that is excess of revenue over cost. That means profit is calculated in business, children, by revenue minus total cost. Now see, can you see the diagram over here? So this role of profit will tell us how profit is useful to investors for growth and expansion. We can return the money to the investors for the means of livelihood, that is for food, clothing. Everyone works for livelihood, children. Basic things at least should be satisfied. For good reputation, profit is required. For reward, like we have taken a risk, we have accepted the challenge, so as a reward profit is there. And for survival of any company, children, it is utmost required. What is utmost required? That is profit. So we'll see what is the role of profit in business. Now one by one we will see, children. The role of profit in business, the first one is returns to investors. Now the people who invest money in the business, children, expect fair returns on their capital. This is possible only when advocate profits are earned by businessmen. So the first role of profit is what? Return of money. That means how much investment you have done. Say suppose, children, I have invested 5 lakh rupees money to start a company. So what my expectations will be? If I have invested 5 lakh rupees money, children, it should be doubled. That means after my business, at least I should get 7 and 8 lakh or 10 lakh rupees in return. So that is what first aim of profit is, returns to investors. Then second one is for research and development, children, R&D, research and development. So advocate profit enables a firm to spend more money on research and development, children. More the growth and expansion will be there if more innovative ideas are done. So very important this profit term is for any business. Research and development, that is for research and development, it will be more important. So advocate profit will enable a firm to spend more money on research and development. This can lead to better technology and lower cost. And innovative products also benefit the whole nation. So R&D, advocate profit, will enable a firm to spend more on R&D, and this can lead to better technology and lower cost, children. So innovative products will benefit what? The whole nation. Then the third role of profit is growth and expansion. So retention of profit is the internal source of funds. This profit can be used for increasing the volume of business through expansion and diversification. So the portion of the profit is reinvested in the business for further development. So the third one is what? Regarding growth and expansion. So retention of the profit, they have told, is the internal source of fund. This profit can be used for increasing the volume of business through expansion and diversification. So for growth and expansion also, children, to expand the business, the profit is required. Now the next point we will see, that is increasing efficiency. Now what profit does? The next important part, that is increasing efficiency, means whatever, see, if profit is there for example children, I have a company, as I told you, I invested 5 lakh rupees, next year it was double, means I earned money 10 lakh, say double the amount. So when my amount is double, I will pay good salary to workers. So when I pay good salary to workers, the workers will be doing more work energetically and happily if my employees are happy. And this will help who? The company only. The company will increase their production more and more because it has increased efficiency of the employees. So profit also what? Increases efficiency where? In production part. So just I gave you example of employees. If they are happy, they are getting good package in a company, which will increase efficiency of a production. So profits facilitate payment of various dues on time. It also motivates the employees working in the organization and increases the overall efficiency of the organization. Next is means of livelihood. So businessmen earn profits, which is means of livelihood. By earning sufficient profit, they can live a decent standard life through satisfaction of various wants. So another concept of profit is what? Means of livelihood. As I told you, everyone is working. For what they are working? To get basic things. Which basic things, children? Food, clothing and shelter. So everyone is working for their need, to satisfy their own needs, to satisfy their livelihood. So businessmen earn profit, which is their means of livelihood, and by earning sufficient profit, children, they can live a decent standard life through satisfaction of various wants. So businessmen will earn profit, which is their means of livelihood, and by earning sufficient profits, they can live a decent standard life through satisfaction of various wants. So we are studying what? Role of profit in business. In that we studied how profit is improving return to investors, how it is helpful in research and development, children, how it is useful for growth and expansion of an industry, it increases efficiency of production, it is a mean of livelihood. Then the next one is, it is also, profit is also a reward for risk, children. Reward for risk. Like profit you can consider as of assuming several business risk, say. Now suppose, see children, whenever we take a risk in business, then it depends how much risk you have taken and whether you will have profit or loss, because without risk your business cannot expand and even you cannot earn money. So risks are taken in business, and that risk taken factor is awarded as profit. So this happens in business. So they have told, we cannot assure if you have taken a risk whether it will be profit or loss, but the thing is, taking a risk will ensure at least a little bit profit. Okay. Now next one is survival. Now see, any business to be surviving in the market has to continue exist in the market. It should have enough profit with it, children. Any company, if it is facing several losses, 2 or 3 years continuous, then the company has to be switched it off. That means shut down. So it is necessary for any business, any company, children, to continue exist in the market, to stay in the market, should have profit, continuous profit also. That is 2-3 years. Okay, 1 year loss, no problem. But if continues 2 or 3 years, children, if a company is suffering loss from starting, then the company is shut down. So survival is also very important. So profit is there. Means to survive also we require profit. That's why it's important. So role of profit we have seen. Now we come to our next point in the chapter, children, that is classification of business activities. Now see, classification of business activities, that is business is classified into 2 main categories, industry and commerce, children. See, industry is concerned with what? Production of goods and services, and commerce is concerned with what? Distribution of goods and services. So this business activity is classified into 2 main types, industry and commerce. So industry is what? Production of goods and services, and commerce is what? Concerned with distribution of goods and services. So through this diagram, children, we will just know what it is there. In short, I'll just explain you the diagram. See, can you see business? The main is what? We are studying classification of business. That classification of business is divided into two types, industry and commerce, children. Industry and commerce. Then this industry is divided into primary industry, secondary industry and tertiary industry. Industry is classified again to what? Primary, secondary and tertiary. And commerce is classified into trade and auxiliaries to trade. So we'll go to part 1. Under primary industry, children, we have extractive and genetic industry. Now extractive means minerals, oils. We also have agricultural industry, that is primary factor, children, agricultural production. So under primary, children, we will have agricultural industry, extractive industry and genetic industry. So agricultural means what? Production of foods and vegetables, grains. Then extractive means coal minerals, and genetic, that is reproduction of genes. So whether it will be plant, animal or plants. So that is called as primary industry. Then the secondary industry, under that, children, it comes manufacturing industry is there, analytical industry is there, synthetic industry is there, processing is there and assembling is there. Manufacturing and construction part will come under secondary industry. That means totally what? Industrial production. That is manufacturing industry, production of industries, secondary one. Primary is based on agricultural production, secondary is based on industrial production. And then the third one, tertiary, we have, children. Tertiary is the combination of both primary and secondary. Now we come to the next part of the diagram, that business is classified into commerce. That commerce is divided into, children, trade and auxiliaries to trade. Now trade, you know, transferring of goods from one place to another, that is called as trade. In that trade, there are two types, internal trade and external trade, children. Internal and external. So internal trade will consist of wholesale and retail, and external trade will consist of import, export and entry port. Now wholesale trade means what, children? The goods are sold in a bulk quantity. Wholesaler, you must have visited a wholesaler shop, children. Wholesaler, that means goods will be in bulk, means you have to purchase say 100 pens, 200, you will get in that particular shop, that is called as, in a bulk you will get a commodity, that is called as a wholesaler trader. Then retailer means what? Single commodity he will sell, single commodity, that is called as retailer. Then we have external trade means what? In that we have import export, that is internal trade. Import export, you know, import export means related to EXIM policy, international trading, buying and selling goods to other country, purchasing, selling goods from other country, that is called as from foreign country. And entry port trade means what, children? From one country you take things and sell to other country, like means from Japan is taking things from Russia and then selling to Europe. That is called as entry port trade, taking from one country and selling to other country. Then in the last, children, we have auxiliaries to trade. In that auxiliaries to trade, children, we have in that types, that is transportation, warehousing, advertising, initiative, insurance, and the next one is banking and finance. So auxiliaries to trade, what they have? I am repeating again. Transportation, that means transportation of goods from one place to another. So which vehicle, whatever you have facilities for transport. Warehousing means what storage facility you will have. Advertisement of that particular product, it is compulsory under auxiliaries to trade. Advertising increases sale. And then the next one is insurance, children. Whether your product or commodity, have you insured? There are three types of insurance main: fire insurance, marine insurance and life insurance. So which type of insurance you have removed for your goods and services? And the last one is banking and finance. So under this, children, bank, which bank are you tied up? The company is having in which bank account, where the public has to go, in which bank the money has been deposited. This all, children, has been studied in this, that is classification of business. So, the classification of business is explained. Now, further, the first one is what? Industry. Now, industry we will see that industry involves production, children, processing of goods, mining is there, breeding is there, rearing of animals is there. So, normally consumer goods and capital goods, we studied children, consumer goods means milk, daily requirement, and capital goods are fixed investment. So, industry will see about consumer and capital goods as well as for the production of goods. So, example they have given in this, that sugar industry refers to all manufacturing units producing sugar from sugarcane. Similarly, electronic industry would include all firms producing electronic products. So, it will create services like banking, hotel, insurance, tourism, etc. Even industry will create farm utility, children. Like it will converting what? Raw material into finished goods. Farm utility. Farm utility means what, children? Raw material converted into finished goods. For example, see, wooden is there. From wooden we are making furniture. So, wooden is raw material and furniture is finished good. So, industry will create what? Farm utility. And this is possible with power, machine, large capital investment, etc. So, industrial activities are conducted in factories, workshops, sheds, or even sometimes at home. It all depends on the size of the industry. Then as I explained you the diagram, children, we will see industries are divided into three broad categories. As I told you, primary industry, that primary industry is divided into agriculture industry, extractive industry, and the third one is genetic industry, children. So primary industry is nature oriented, related to nature. Secondary is related to industries, and tertiary means combination of both primary and secondary. In agricultural industry, we will see production of food grains, fertility of land, climatic conditions, rainfall, cultivation of land. Extractive industries, children, we will see about resources, natural resources, mineral, oil, soil, etc. And genetic industry, children, we will see regarding genetic industries are engaged in reproduction and multiplication of plants and animals. So, in that poultry farm are there, children, sericulture is there, horticulture is there, husbandry is there. These are coming under genetic industry, means reproduction of plants or animals. We have poultry in that, husbandry, sericulture. Now come to secondary industry, children. Secondary industry is what? Regarding all industrial production. Now, see, for example, I will tell you tomato ketchup everyone eats. I think so. So, that tomato ketchup is what? Finished product. But raw material required for that is what? Tomatoes. So, tomatoes are used to make tomato sauce, that comes under secondary industry. Means raw material converted into finished goods. So, under that, the types of secondary industry are, first one is manufacturing industry, children. Now, what is manufacturing industry? Under these industries are engaged in transferring raw material into finished product. So, for that example they have given regarding consumer goods and capital goods. These are final goods. So, in that textiles are there, sugar are there, paper, industry, etc. Then construction industry. Now, what is construction industry? These industries are engaged in construction of buildings, dams, bridges, roads, tunnels, canals, metro, etc. So, construction industries can be produced at one place and sold at another place, but goods made and sold by these industries are at one place. So, this is only industry which create immovable wealth. That means what? Construction industry will do all the construction type of business, that is building of road, tunnels. So, it will come in immovable wealth. So, this is construction industry. Then the next one is tertiary industry, as we have seen in the diagram classification. So, what is tertiary industry? They provide support services to primary and secondary. Both combination is there, primary and secondary. So, in this tertiary industry, services also include. So, which services will be there, children? Transport, banking. This will come under traditional category. So, in modern times, hotel industry, tourism industry, entertainment industry, etc. are also included. Now come to the next part. We have studied industry. We have studied the part 1 regarding classification of business. Now come to the part 2, that is commerce. As we have studied, commerce is divided into trade. Trade is divided into internal and external, and auxiliaries to trade are also there. So whole type of diagram is just explanation given in detail over here, that commerce is what? Commerce bridges up, means fill ups the gap between producers and consumers, children. It does distribution of goods and services. So in that, trade is there. Trade means what? Buying and selling of goods and services. Trade, exchange of goods, or say from one place to another place you are transferring goods. That means goods are made available to consumers in different markets. That is called as trade. So trade facilitates transfer of ownership and possession of goods and services from seller to buyer. In that trade we have home trade. See, the trade is classified into home trade. Home trade is also called as what? Internal trade. That means buying and selling of goods and services take place within the geographical boundaries of a country. It is called as home trade or internal trade within country. That means from Pune to Hyderabad, Hyderabad to Bangalore, Bangalore to Chennai, Madras, Madras to Visakhapatnam, Kanyakumari. Within a country, using our same local Indian rupee currency for exchange of goods and services, it is called as home trade or internal trade. Then that trade is divided into wholesale trade. Wholesale trade means goods sold in a bulk quantity. And wholesaler is the middleman between the producer and the retailer, link. So wholesaler is always a person, middle person, say a link between producer and the retailer. And the next one is what? Retail trade. Now retail trade, as I told you, only single commodity will be sold. So retailer is the person who purchases from the wholesaler or sometimes directly from the producer to sell them in smaller quantities to final consumer. So retailer is the link between wholesaler, manufacturer or directly to the consumer. Now internal trade is there. Next one is foreign trade. Now what is there under foreign trade? Children, foreign trade, external trade. So it is beyond the countries, boundaries beyond the countries. So foreign trade is classified or say takes place between different countries, say from India to Japan or India to New Zealand, India to USA, foreign countries. In that we have studied import trade, export trade and entry port. So import means goods and services purchasing from another country. Export means you are selling to foreign country. And entry port involves both combination of export and import. That is, for example, importing goods. Indian sailor is importing goods from Japan and then selling them to Africa. That is called as entry port. Then we have auxiliaries to trade, children. Auxiliaries to trade means what? Now auxiliaries to trade means those activities which makes smooth flow of goods and manufacturing centers. That means smooth functioning is done and it is a support to business. That is called as auxiliaries to trade. It supports business a lot. In that auxiliaries to trade there are types. First one is transport. Transport means sending goods from one place to another. Warehousing means, children, storage facility for safety, security, storage is there so that in future also that commodity can be used. Insurance, children, means if suppose your goods and services have been destroyed. The third one, insurance. So if you remove insurance of goods and services or at least of your place, three types of insurance are there: fire, marine and life insurance. If you have that safety and security, you will get money back through insurance. So loss of goods are covered in this. Then we have banking. Banking is required in business regarding, children, for cash, check, credit transactions, overdraft facilities provided by businessmen to bank. Banking is providing overdraft facility to business person. Advertising is there for sale of goods. Mercantile agents are there, means what, children? These mercantile agents are middle person. They fill up the gap between buyer and seller. Means we contact a middle person, that is called as a mercantile agent. And the last point in this, children, regarding commerce is communication. So communication is most important, children. Communication part. When we communicate, when we speak with each other, children, then only the problems will be solved. So in business also, when you want to expand your business, growth should be there. A proper communication between the buyer and seller, that is producer and consumer, should be there. Producer and seller should exchange information about their product, their trade, their business, so that business can be successfully growth and develop. And the last part, children, they have given regarding distinguish between industry and commerce, distinguish between profession, business and employment, distinguish between business and commerce. So this all we studied in this chapter, children, that is classification of business. We also studied about industry, commerce, business, employment, profession. So just I would like to say, read the chapter, listen the videos properly, and meet you in the next period for new chapter. Till then, bye children, and thank you.